So, according to Grace Randolph, there is going to be a Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau Star Wars film, which could be seen as signs of the salvation of Star Wars is at hand. So that's what she's saying she's heard. Sometimes she gets it right. Some more times than not, she gets it somewhere in between. And sometimes she gets it wrong, like everybody else who deals within these rumors. I take note of it because, well, I was looking at Cosmic Book News who mentioned it. But also I take note of it because I weigh this as what seems likely or credible. The idea that these two guys would team up to do a Star Wars film. And is it just a film or is it going to be another trilogy? You know, that kind of thing. But this is very early on. It makes sense that this would happen. So what could you take from it? Does this mean that Kathleen Kennedy's power is so greatly diminished that despite whatever contract got renewed or what have you, she's just got a figurehead status and doesn't have any real say-so over Star Wars anymore? It's of some interest to note that the latest thing was all the projects being delayed and are outright canceled. I mean, the Patty Jenkins film and all that. And then now this is coming along, and if granted it's in rumor territory, but it seems to flow the idea that the results of the rumored, again, Star Wars Civil War, which I totally believe happened in some form or fashion, is that Favreau and Filoni won that war. And because they have Chapek on their side and this sort of thing, and all of that, and the dismal state that Disney finds itself in with its streaming service not doing so well, and you can't help but notice that the two big brands that were supposed to deliver are failing because of the mindsets of people like Kennedy. You know, and then Marvel, you got Feige doing the same thing in a lot of ways. So with Star Wars, it was pretty much done because of The Last Jedi had destroyed it so badly. It was in such bad shape. And then here comes Favreau with Mandalorian. And the big finale of the second season with Luke Skywalker's returning, and it just shows you, it just showed everything there. So Kennedy burned it down again with the firing of Gina Carano, and that was it. You know, there's a lot of, and that created another split. You know, there's people still hoping that something can be resolved and it can come back and all that. I did see where some say, hey, look, even if they are doing it, well, they'll make an attempt to right the ship and make it more in line with the Thrawn novels and all that sort of stuff. With the EU and sort of restoring it more or less, but then basically Ahsoka Tano would be the hero, not Luke Skywalker, because Ahsoka's Filoni's baby, and stuff like that. That's possible that it could go that way. Maintaining the EU as it was, I didn't think was all that possible for a new trilogy. But then other people are more familiar with it than I am. But because as I saw it, it was 5 years after Return of the Jedi, Last Jedi, and all that. So the actors and everything were too old already to play those roles, unless you CGI de-aged them and had them all running around in mocap suits for a trilogy. I don't know. Or are the stories such that you maintain that as the canon, and that the new sequel trilogy, as it were, would involve like the grandchildren of Han and Leia and Luke and Mara Jade and all that, and maybe that would have been the better approach for something like that. I don't know what in full what Lucas's treatments would have involved, or every attempt was just going to shove off the EU to non-canon status. You know, I don't know. But restoring some of its ideas and what appears, little inklings here and there within Mandalorian seem to be the case. But recently out of this also, the business of Boba Fett's ship can no longer be called Slave One. Apparently it'll be changed to Fire Spray. That's a little too much information about Boba Fett that we needed to know. Cause what ailment do you think that could be referring to? So that's keeping in with the idiocy of the Church of Woke, of worrying about titles, and you've got to tiptoe through the minefield of, someone might interpret this as oh, good God. If you're allowing any of that in, it has the potential of scuttling all your attempts at creativity. So, and of course, respecting the property that Disney spent a lot of money to obtain, and then you just want to tear it down. It never makes any sense. So, there's signs for both arguments that Favreau and Filoni are moving in a powerful position over Star Wars and will be the ones really guiding it forward and have a better shot at restoring it. No matter what they do, they can't really restore it to what it could have been, because that's been destroyed, and the moment was there for that to happen, and they missed it. And sadly, with Carrie Fisher passed away, you can't do that movie anymore. You can recast it, of course, and all that. You can narratively you can tell stories and what have you, but that's always going to be a very nasty, dark, sore spot on what Lucasfilm under Kathleen Kennedy did, and there was no damn good reason for it, but it happened. But can it be a bankable, good, strong franchise? Yes, that can happen, and these two guys seem to be the only ones available to to do it. So yeah, it could be, but if the wokeism is still heavy over this, with worrying about idiot things like the names of a spaceship, to drag down what you're trying to do and trying to restore what it was. I mean, that's the ship's name. You got to get rid of that now. Will there still be more race swaps and gender swaps and crap like that? I don't know. If you're still going to bow down to those rules, I don't care if Kennedy's there or not. It makes no difference. So that, so there's signs of both there, being there. Hopefully, it's more on the side of restoring Star Wars to at least something of its former glory. I don't believe it can ever fully be restored. That moment has passed, but it could be. It could be made into something better than it is. But there's a lot of work to do. But again, the point is made that things like worrying about the name of the Slave One could be a sign of the other direction, and that Ahsoka Tano will become the bestest ever, and Luke, you're better than I am, Ahsoka. Something like that, and then it's like, jeez, okay, yeah. So we'll see, of course, but is the rumor true? In some form or fashion, I imagine, there's something to that, because it makes sense that they would turn to them, since all the other people they turn to has all fallen flat and failed. I'm doubting even the Taika Waititi movie they announced is going to happen. I don't know. And Feige was going to produce one. Well, I don't know. But these two, I think that's pretty likely that there could be some project underway for a new Star Wars film. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr. Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.